played hockey very competitively growing up, and wanted to be a professional player. And when I was a kid, I had a coach, coincidentally, in Chicago, who was the first from the former Soviet Union to coach in the United States, and he really kind of changed the way I understood hockey and sport, and opened my eyes to a whole new way of thinking about it. He was, the training was very unorthodox and unusual, but also very, fun and tedious, but interesting. And he encouraged creativity, something that wasn't really done in the United States. And he encouraged kind of playing as a unit together, kind of each line as a unit. And this really kind of inspired me. And then I wondered, and then I got my hands on a VHS tape of the Soviet Union playing hockey in 1987, and I was literally, I was spellbound, and I was also confused at the same time. I was spellbound because, I felt that it was a profound expression of human creativity, what they were doing on the ice. It was magical. It was something I'd never seen before. It was like almost a religious experience for me at the time, that kind of creativity. And I hadn't seen that. I was a little confused because I didn't know why the hockey wasn't played like that in the United States or North America, because it was so beautiful. Why were we doing this, playing that way as well? So, that caused me to kind of get really curious about it. When I became a filmmaker, I looked into this story of the Soviet hockey team, and I found that there was a much bigger story than just the hockey team. It was a story of the Soviet Union, the people. It was a story about deep friendship and betrayal. It was a story about Russia and Russians and their relationship with the United States and North America before and after the Cold War. Hockey was simply a window into a much larger story. So that's kind of how this whole thing started.
And I actually want to jump ahead a little, and I don't know if Slava can speak to this because you're back in Russia now. Maybe you can too. But I love that with the Red Wings, when they saw what they really needed was a team of you to play this style, this creative style that you talk about. And has the NHL learned from that? I mean, do you know, are they playing that way now? Or if we don't have a team of 5 Russian hockey players, forget it, it's just the same old thing.
First of all, it's a big honor for me to be here. Thank you for a warm welcome. From Moscow, it's only 9.5 hours, Last night I get here, I didn't expect from this so much people, but thanks a lot. Gabe, he's a good boy, He's a mom here, she did a good job to raise him properly. He's lucky not to meet me nice, when I was in a good shape. When we play, it's almost every year against NHL teams, different capacity, against NHL clubs, against national teams, and 70% of the game we beat North American hockey players. And I think when I opened the gate for not only hockey players from the Soviet Union, I think it's after this, it's all European big stars came here, get drafted, and I think it's NHL style right now. It's a mix of the North American hockey and European. It brought more intelligence to the game. It's more played together for the big result, and I got great experience to play and coach team here. And when in the same room, we got guys from different nationalities, different religion, different, it's educational background. They sit in the same room and fight for the big things to win the Stanley Cup. And they draw the blood on ice, and they're good friends after, they drink big beer and, talk about different stories. And, it's, probably it was best time in my life, it's to feel this international friendship. And especially nowadays when the world's so fragile, and politicians maybe not sometimes not doing what they're supposed to do, but the sport teams, especially hockey, can show how we can live together. fight for the ultimate goal, and you know it's lots of fun. I mean it's answer yes, you know it's hockey now is different than it was 20 years ago, and I enjoy every time to watch you know it's competition Olympic level and the best play against best, and get the goosebumps, and I can try to see myself in this situation, and I think it's a game. It's probably it's number one team sport, and thanks for support. I mean it was a great experience.
One thing that I can say about watching the NHL hockey games now is I try and show my girlfriend the Stanley Cup Finals this year because I wanted to teach her a little bit about hockey. She doesn't really know anything, and when I turned it on, I kept wanting it to be like the games that I used to watch on the VHS tape in 1987, and because they were making beautiful plays almost every play that they touched the puck, they did something really special with it. And I think nowadays you see with the NHL games, it's maybe one or two good plays an entire game, which I think is that's the major difference.
Life is more practical right now.
Isn't everything? Mr. Wildman, hi.